Now at 6, multiple brush fires kept fire officials busy on Monday. I'm Kaylee Collins in Berlin with an update on a fire that's been burning overnight and into the morning here.
The state says that risk for those forest fires is still very high this morning. What you can do to prevent one of those fires from sparking in the first place.
The use of force by a police officer in Orange last year was found to be unjustified. We'll tell you what the Inspector General recommends now for that officer.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for starting yours off with us. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning to you as we're on to another warm Tuesday here as we get over to meteorologist Matt Scott. Hoodie, and I did wear shorts out there today. Just to say I did.
Just to say you could. You know?
Why not?
It wasn't so bad.
Keep your
I feel
pants
like everyone's
on,
going to be wearing shorts by tomorrow.
Listen, I think, well, today is, I think, the last of the really warm days. Tomorrow we start to correct things a little bit, but more heat on the horizon. Does that mean more records? We blew past the old record of 82 yesterday, getting to 84 at Bradley. Pattern remains quiet for now. We are still looking for a fall feeling forecast. Finally, we'll tell you when. Coming up, satellite radar picture is quiet. We're not looking for that to change around the region. Everything looking pretty good. Numbers, look at these numbers out of the gate, 46 to 53. Actually, Waterbury well ahead of you at 59. 59 at Waterbury. Wow, 52 in New Haven, 50 in Hartford. We don't normally look to Waterbury for the chart topper, but upper 40s up in the quiet corner. Temperatures on the way up to the lower 80s again. The old record today, 85. Going to be a stretch to get there, but we will be close under all the sunshine. Talk about a big, quick cool down coming up. We'll have that and a look at the 7 days. 6:02. Let's see what's going on the roads. Good morning, Rachel Piscatelli.
Hey, good morning, Matt. Overall quiet across the state here. We did have earlier road work that has cleared for the morning commute, so things are certainly improving in terms of volume across the board here. Here's a live look outside over in Hartford on 84. Both directions are running smoothly this morning with light volume as you're traveling into downtown. And your state line drive times, New Haven to New York is 55 minutes. Waterbury to New York is under an hour. Tim and Erica, back over to you.
Well, Rachel, thank you. 6:02 here. Firefighters were busy yesterday responding to brush fires in multiple cities and towns.
Yeah, fire in Berlin is still burning this morning, and that's where we find Fox 61's Kaylee Collins now with the very latest. We have live team coverage for you into this brush fire. So we're starting off with Fox 61's Kaylee Collins.
Erica, Tim, good morning. That's right. This fire continued to burn overnight and still into the morning here. You can take a look at behind me at what we're seeing. Plenty of smoke still coming off of Lamentation Mountain here. We can subtly smell it as well. It is still burning, but much less intense than when crews first got here at around 5:45 yesterday evening. Right now, the fire is east of Seagreen Drive and Bannon Lane. It is continuing to move slowly. There aren't any current evacuation orders, so that's good news for people who live around this area. The Berlin Fire Department doesn't plan to put any in place as of right now. An estimated 10 to 15 acres have burned so far, and firefighters tried to contain as much of this fire as they could before sunset last night. So this area has a lot of steep and rocky terrain. That is what made it so difficult for crews to respond to. Fire departments from multiple surrounding towns are helping to assist, along with DEEP officials as well. Fire has been burning, like I said, for about 12 hours now, and it is expected to take days to completely contain. We are expected to get an update from officials at about 10 this morning, and they're going to resume their operations as of 9 o'clock. Of course, we'll keep you updated on any new information as it becomes available. For now, I'm live in Berlin. Kaylee Collins, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Okay, Lee, thanks so much. We'll check back with you at 6:30. Now, it's not just in Berlin. Fire crews all across the state are on alert this morning with the forest fire danger still very high.
Yeah, there were several other brush fires reported over the past few days, and Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro is here with us in studio with more on the overall risk here.
Tim, Erica, good morning. In the National Weather Service, Boston says dry conditions, breezy winds, and low humidity all contributing to elevated fire danger. The agency is asking everyone to be very careful with any of those ignition sources. So here's a look at some of those other brush fires that have popped up in the last few days. This one right here, this happened at Cedar Hill Cemetery in Hartford. This was around 2 in the morning yesterday. Fire crews say that fire was deep into the woods. And crews in Burlington also reporting a large brush fire yesterday in the woods around Covey Road near Hotchkiss. That is what this video is right here. On top of that, this video is of a fire that happened on Saturday behind Burlwood Drive, Sherman Drive, and Stafford Road. The volunteer fire department says it covered about 7 acres. And one more fire to tell you about, this one in Vernon. It was a 9-acre brush fire yesterday afternoon in the northeast section of town. That's this picture right here. This is just south of I-84. Now, given the high risk that we're dealing with, the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection has some reminders to help prevent these forest fires. Keep all those flammable objects away from the fire and scrape away leaves, twigs, and grass within a 10-foot diameter circle. Carefully dispose of hot charcoal and carefully extinguish smoking materials. Now, something else to keep in mind, permits from your local open burning official to burn brush on your property are not valid if the forest fire danger is at high, very high, or extreme, and you're burning within 100 feet of a grassland or a woodland. And that has been the case so far this week. I will send things back to you guys at the desk.
Angelo, thank you. We appreciate that report.
And we are going to have continuing coverage into the brush fire battle here on air, online, and of course streaming anytime on Fox 61 Plus.
Not reasonable and therefore unjustified. Those are the words from the Inspector General to describe a police shooting in Orange last year. But despite the findings, the report did not recommend that the officer who opened fire should be charged. It happened in September of 2023. Orange police officer Eric Restaino fired at a shoplifting suspect outside a Burlington coat factory on Boston Post Road. That suspect was trying to drive away, police said, while another officer was trying to get the suspect out of the car. That's when Restaino fired a shot at the driver's side headrest, missing the suspect. Now, the report said Restaino won't be charged because it's not likely he would be convicted, but it did recommend that Restaino's officer certification should be revoked. The Orange police chief said Restaino is on administrative leave while an investigation goes on.
Firefighters rescued 2 cats from a burning home in Shelton. The fire is believed to have started in the kitchen of that home in the Woodland Trailer Park. Now, we don't know yet what sparked the fire. Firefighters say one of the cats rescued had to be revived, and it was later taken to a veterinary hospital to be treated. 6:07 right now, and the presidential candidates are trying to sway the last undecided voters in crucial battleground states.
Yeah, and once again, the Democratic nominee, Kamala Harris, is using Republican supporters to try to convince voters that Donald Trump is too dangerous to be trusted as president. She and former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney spoke to voters in Pennsylvania and Michigan. During one of those visits, Cheney said other world leaders have figured out how to play Trump like a fiddle to get what they want by simply complimenting him.
Mine will not be a continuation of the Biden administration. I bring to it my own ideas, my own experiences. But it is also about moving past what, frankly, I think has been the last decade of the American discourse being influenced by Donald Trump.
America cannot maintain our own freedom and security if we walk away from our allies around the world. And our adversaries know that they can play Donald Trump. They absolutely know that they can play him. And we simply can't afford to take that risk.
Cheney also said it was not a difficult choice to endorse Harris.
Over on the Republican side, Donald Trump spent the day meeting with people across North Carolina. He started the day speaking with officials and looking at the damage from Helene in the western part of the state. Trump called on people across areas impacted by Helene to not let the storm impact their vote. And Trump also held campaign events in Greenville and in Concord. He spoke about immigration, the economy, and criticized FEMA's response to the damage caused by Helene. In Concord, Trump spoke about what he saw when he toured damaged communities.
One of the things that's amazing is North Carolina was devastated, and yet areas that were the worst areas, we just left one, as you know, and I met some of the greatest people, but they just set a record for votes cast thus far, and their homes are gone.
Trump is expected to hold another rally in Greensboro later this evening.
Well, early voting kicked off yesterday across Connecticut. Governor Ned Lamont was expected to cast his ballot on the first day of voting.
Yeah, it appears that a lot of voters in Greenwich felt the same way. The governor posted these pictures here to his social media from the Greenwich Town Hall, saying that he's going to wait and return on another day to cast his ballot. And he reminds everyone that there's time over the next 2 weeks to cast their ballot as well.
Well, people in Hartford came out to vote, as many seem to have embraced this switch to early voting, saying not only the shorter lines are good, but also the flexibility the whole process provides for all those people with busy schedules.
And where I vote at District 24, I know it's going to be crowded early in the morning, so I just want to get my vote in so I can make my voice count.
Yep, get in, do your civic duty, get out. So the polls will reopen at 10 o'clock this morning and stay open until 6 p.m. There will be extended early voting hours on October 29th and on October 31st from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we got a complete voter guide for you online on FOX61.com. Connecticut's news station, of course, will have a lot more coverage as we count down to Election Day itself on both our news app and our website.